But I just want to make it clear from my page that I am glorifying obesity.
Hello, you goons and goobers. Welcome back, and if you're new, well, welcome. Glad you guys could stick around and listen to me complain about things that, let's be honest, they don't even matter. I mean, hey, I like to talk a lot and complain. I got a big fat mouth, no pun intended. Also, before I start, I feel like this is just common sense. Don't harass the people. This video is really just for my own opinions and thoughts, so if you want to express that in your own time, go ahead. I want to branch out eventually other than body positivity. I feel like it's just low-hanging fruit. Easy to talk about, easy for views, gets me more comfortable talking. Alright, that's enough of me now, let's get into it.
A lot of times I see on this app other fat babes kind of defending the fact that they are not, glorifying obesity. They're just promoting positive body image or whatever. But I just want to make it clear from my page that I am glorifying obesity. I mean, why would I not? Like, come on. Fat people are magical. Fat people are magical. That's it. That's the whole message. So if you come to my page, that is what you'll get. You'll get magical fat people. And I am not trying to shrink myself for anyone. And I don't think anybody should have to. And I just wanted to make that clear.
I see why they don't want to say they're promoting obesity, considering how dangerous it is. You don't have to shrink yourself when admitting it's unhealthy. You can be as magical as you want, but it's still something that is unhealthy and shouldn't be promoted to TikTok. That app notorious for being ran by children. It goes both ways too. I've seen content from people that are like really thin, but the difference is for me, I personally haven't seen anyone promoting being like anorexic. If anyone has, you can link it in the comments because I'm pretty curious about that. Like, it's your page, you can post whatever you want. I can also say what I want. I think that's really all I gotta say about that video. Wasn't really much I even had to add. Next video there is a lot, so let's just jump into that now.
Bro, this shit fucking hurt. It always hurts me when I see a black person being fat phobic. It just crushes me. Especially because one of the origins of fat phobia was literally racism.
I'll cut you off here because, like, what? The origin of fat phobia, as you say, is actually because it's unnatural and unhealthy to be 400 pounds. Different people have different body types, especially people of other ethnicities. That's always known, but no race's natural body type is 400 pounds, and it's weird that you try to attribute that to race. Also, the girl is just making fun of her own family, nothing to do with you. She's just talking about her own experience if you want to boil it down. Personally, I think it's annoying to see so many people claim that they want to uplift black voices, but then the second they disagree, they want to take that away from them. Hey, maybe I'm just evil though. Maybe I just enforce Jim Crow laws or something.
Prior to the Atlantic slave trade, Europeans actually found plushy, chubby to fat women extremely desirable and as a sign of health, whereas people who were thinner were sick and weird, specifically ugly. But during the Atlantic slave trade, many Europeans realized that many African enslaved folk shared similar proportionate chubby to fat sizes that they considered desirable, specifically black women. So in a desperate attempt to essentially perpetuate racial inferiority, they decided to just switch up the whole narrative and use science to back it up.
This is one whole wild attempt to just ignore science because of beauty standards from 200 years ago. Alright, I'll play your game. Plushy didn't mean morbidly obese or fat by American standards today. It was seen as quote-unquote desirable because it showed that the person had wealth and could potentially provide for themselves and a partner. Chubby back then referred more to having larger hips and actual curves, not fat. They knew it was somewhat unhealthy, obviously, but in the 1800s they also put arsenic leaves on their skin and swallowed tapeworms in the early 1900s to lose weight. There's a reason we have evolved from that and no longer do it. Well, hopefully. If you do that, let me know how the worms taste. They look good.
What I mean when I say it's never been about health. Also, I'm reading this book called Fearing the Black Body, where Sabrina Strings goes into detail about this, using multiple historical references. It's really good. I beg, please stop with the fat phobia.
So I looked up this author. She's a professor from California of all places, and she teaches sociology. Knows nothing about health. Not surprised. Literally a quick Google search, it literally tells you that black men and women have a higher risk of heart disease than any other race in America alone. Heart disease and obesity is literally killing black people at a higher rate, and this has nothing to do with slavery. It's about America's food industry, the chemicals that are used that are banned in other countries, and how they target lower income families to make a profit. Instead of trying to justify eating 10 cheeseburgers, how about you actually care about the people you claim to care about so much? It's always easier to put the blame on anyone else other than yourself. People don't just have to agree with you only because they are black as well. People are allowed to have a diverse mindset. Kind of weird that you're a grown adult and you still don't realize that, but whatever. Alright, go to the next video.
5 style hacks I wish I knew sooner, fall edition. For larger chested ladies, oversized shirts are on trend but can make you look bigger than you need to. So rather than tying a knot in the front, unbutton a few buttons and gather it to the back, and then take a hair tie and tie it underneath itself, and you get this really chic feminine look.
Literally calling a less than 20-second video fat-phobic because the girl is trying to show flattering fashion for other women. Maybe she is helping women that are insecure about looking disproportionate or just want their clothes to fit properly. This person, in general, has a history of saying a lot of crazy things, and I'm not surprised, but this is just a big reach, even for them. Honestly, this just screams insecurity. It's a simple fashion tip. No one is targeting you specifically. No one's calling you a fat-ass dump truck. It's just a girl offering tips. Alright, on to the next video.
It's really interesting to me how comfortable thin folks feel universalizing their experiences with diet and exercise. Like, just because this is your experience doesn't mean it's true. And if you knew any fat people, you might realize that.
Damn, that's wild. I'm no scientist, but I think the comment is right. The biggest part of losing weight is about food, and you do not get your size without eating a lot. This person's entire account is about their body, talking about it, calling obesity a slur, and being upset than people have more opportunities. I'm not making fun of their body, I am simply stating it's unhealthy. You don't have to accept it, but the general public knows it is. I mean, look at this comment here from them where they say eating yourself into 600 pounds is not disordered eating. If you are over 600 pounds, you did not get there from eating thin air. That is binge eating, a disorder that is almost never talked about online. This is another video by them. Take a look at this.
It is okay to be fat. It is beautiful to be fat. Fatness is protective and soft and comforting. Fatness doesn't have to be glorified or normalized because it is normal. Not only is it normal, but it's natural. It exists in every single species of animal on this planet.
Obesity isn't natural, and telling children that is dangerous. Fatness is the opposite of protective because visceral fat is clogging your arteries and slowing blood flow coming into your heart. That is not what I personally consider comforting. Of course, you can call it beautiful all you want, but ignoring these things are so dangerous. You are right that it doesn't have to be normalized because it is normal. In America, nearly half of adults are overweight. That isn't normal, healthy, or okay, especially for the rest of the world. It's not natural, and we don't need to pretend that it is. If you want to refer to an animal like a manatee or a seal that requires massive amounts of fat, that is different because they need them to survive. However, if you are trying to reference to people that are overfeeding their poor cats and dogs and other animals, at the point of combustion, that is abuse. It is not cute, it is sad.
You people conflate the fat agenda or whatever with this desire to be unhealthy or to neglect our health or to encourage other people to neglect their health. But that's a story that you made up in your mind.
I am glorifying obesity. I mean, why would I not? But
I'm just out here trying to make the world a safer place for fat people, healthy or not. Because shocking, health is not a prerequisite for safety. And it's really hard to be healthy when you're not getting equitable treatment under the healthcare system, something we're fighting for.
Healthy or not is the key word here because you are not making it safer. In fact, you are making it even more dangerous by lying it is okay and natural. Health is a prerequisite for safety because if you are obese, you are going to be the one who is more likely to have bad joints, heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, and a whole myriad of illnesses. This person just makes excuses constantly rather than owning up that they made themselves get to this level. If they did, I would have maybe an ounce of respect for you at the most. This is the last video I'm going to cover, and I think it's pretty important.
Comments are getting weird again. Weirdos in my comments again. Weirdo energy in my comment section again. Comments are getting weird again.
This is not nearly anything to do with a weirdo energy. Normally I would agree with you, but this entire account is dedicated to their body and talking about how they are healthy and completely normal. If this was on a regular fat person's account, it would be unwarranted. But when you make your body the topic of every single video, you cannot get mad when someone has a simple question. If you owned it, I think it would be completely fine, and I don't understand why you don't. Your life would probably be a lot easier, honestly. Anyways, that about wraps up today's video. Thanks to those who have recently subbed and have been watching these. Not sure why you enjoy it, but I'm glad because I like to talk about this kind of stuff, so I'm glad some of you decided to stick around. With that, bye.